Hey guys, welcome to your first flip video for the term. Today we're going to have a look at what being a migrant means, and we're also going to have a look at a text that shows migration from one place to another. You're going to have a question sheet that you've got to fill out with full sentences being your responses. When we talk about migration, we're talking about the movement of something. In our case, we're going to have a look at the movement of people from one area or country to Australia in particular, and how both Australians are seen through the migrants' eyes and how migrants can also be represented. So there's three definitions there of migration: immigrant and migrant, which you'll need to copy into your English books as part of your homework. So firstly, migration is the movement of people to a new area or country in order to find work or better living conditions. An immigrant is the person who comes to live permanently into a foreign country, and a migrant is a person who moves from one place to another to find that work or those better living conditions. The text we're going to look at today is called The Arrival. And this is what your comprehension worksheet is based on. So there's two sides of questions, and this the slides will take you through each question at a time and the text that you need to look at for that question. You will need to pause your video as you're watching in order to look at the picture and deconstruct it in order to form your response. So The Arrival was written by Shaun Tan, or I should say illustrated as well, because it is a graphic novel, only in black, white and sepia tones. It draws inspiration from tales of migrants in past and also recent times. And this particular story focuses on a middle-aged man who arrives in a strange new place and tries to find a place to live, a job and a handle on a new language. So when you're having a look, there's no particular location that's actually given, so consider that approach in how that might resemble how the migrants are feeling. Take some time to just read these short reviews on this slide and the next slide, as it'll give you some insight into the graphic novel and how it was received by others, and it also will give you a little bit of an understanding of what the book covers. This review gives you quite a detailed explanation of what readers could hope to find in the book. Okay, this is the first question on your comprehension sheet. Question 1. What text type is The Arrival? Explain your answer with evidence from the text. Okay, so that means the reviews that we've just been looking at in the previous slides as well. You need to write your answers in full sentences and write it on that worksheet that was provided to you. Question 2. Picture 4, which is the picture listed here, shows the homeland of the man who moves. So that's where he's moving away from. You need to have a look at the picture and whether it looks like a nice place to live or not, and you need to explain your answer with evidence from that picture. So consider colour, shapes, textures, what's happening in the picture, and use this as your evidence in your answer. Question 3. In picture 2, which is to the right of the question here, it focuses on an object. So have a look at what the object is, and you need to answer why the object is important and give some evidence from the text in your answer. Question 4. Let's have a look at picture number 3 here. What is being told in this image? And think about what's happening in their lives. So look at their emotions and what's being conveyed and how they're being conveyed, and make sure you answer all of those aspects in your response. Question 5. This image shows the new country of where the man has moved to. So now you need to answer whether this place looks like a nice place to live, and again use evidence from the picture to form your answer. Question 6. Have a look at the two pictures of the man's old home place and his new one, and you need to identify the significant differences between the two. And again, use some evidence from the text to form your answer. Question 7. This picture here shows the family in the new land. So what are the human emotions in this image? How are these emotions conveyed in the image? And does the family have a better life in the new land? Again, use some evidence from the text to actually explain your answer. Question 8 is another comparison looking at two images we've already seen. So in the first one, picture 3, you need to look at what is the meaning of the suitcase in that image. And then the second one is where they're sitting at the table. You need to answer why is the suitcase missing from this picture and compare the two differences and what's happened in between. Question 9. This is the image of the young child exploring her new home. So there's a few little frames here for you to look at and piece together. What you need to answer is what emotions are conveyed in this image, and again use some examples from the text to form your answer. So question 10 is bringing all of our images together holistically and looking at the experience and looking at how the pictures convey the migrant's experience overall. Okay, so was it a positive? Was it a negative? Was it did he have to experience hardship? What happened? Okay, so think about your reactions to the images as well and the story being told through the images.